News Talk 640 AM and now at 103.5 HD2. Your information crossroads. WFNC.
News Talk 640 WFNC. Brandon Price is in here with us. Kill the music because we got to get into this thing right here. I appreciate you coming in on no notice. I called you last night and said, hey, we need an update on Felicia Rashad. And you said, how are things going with her? She's coming next week.
Yeah. So we're really excited over at Fayetteville Area Habitat for Humanity. Our Home is Where the Heart Is annual fundraising event. It's going to be at the Cape Fear Botanical Gardens. We're really excited to have special guest, Miss Felicia Rashad. She's coming down and going to spend some time with us, and we're going to have a moderated conversation.
You know, you're the king of interviews because you had Chief Justice?
Associate Justice
Justice
Jackson, Justice Ketanji Jackson.
Yeah, you're in the wrong business. You should be a television reporter because you.
I don't look quite good enough.
No, look, you're landing some great interviews, man. I tell you. So how did this association with Felicia come up?
Yeah, so just really, I call it, Habitat. We're an unapologetic Christian organization. So I always try my best to capitalize, make sure we shed light on the God moments that happen. It was real. We shoot from the other 3-point line. We shoot our shot, and so we just we believe in that, and I believe in God's timing, and because of the relationships that we've been fortunate enough to build. Some opportunities come our way, and when they do, we just try to capitalize off of them. You know,
this appearance by Felicia Rashad, if you don't know who she is, she was...
America's Mom.
Right, and she played with Bill Cosby on The Cosby Show for many, many years.
Her most known role has been Claire Huxtable on The Cosby Show.
She's in another movie that's out right now where she was swindled.
Ruth and Baez, I believe. And then there was a different one that she just did,
Right. As a matter of fact, they just mentioned it to me, and I said, I got to watch it because it's running right now where they scammed a senior out of all her money. She was
the beekeeper.
Beekeeper.
Yes, sir. Right. Yes, sir.
So that's
I did see that.
Yeah, and so she, just an outstanding actress. Who's her sister? Debbie Allen. Debbie Allen's her sister. So, you got some nice folks coming in here. And let's not lose sight of what this is about because the tickets are about $125 or something like that.
Yeah, it's $125.
Well, talk about how the money is used and why this is important in terms of a fundraiser.
So, of course, Habitat for Humanity, we're an affordable housing builder. Most people know that we build houses, but people think we build them and give them away, and that's not true. We partner with families, and they do some up to 300 sweat equity hours / volunteer hours, and they receive a 0 to low % interest mortgage. But they do receive a mortgage. They are paying a mortgage on their home. But that's one of our programs. One of our other programs is critical home repairs, where we tackle disaster recovery and doing aging in place to help our seniors in the community stay in their homes. And we get in there and do some repairs for them. And that doesn't cost them anything. And so
let me stop you for a second because you just had one of those not too long ago. And one of the people that you helped, we had in here, just happened to be someone who volunteered an awful lot. Yeah. Tell us about that because that was a really neat story.
Yeah. Miss Phyllis, she's a veteran in our community, and she had been volunteering really off and on with Habitat for the last 10, 15, 20 years. But the last 2 years, she's been really consistent volunteer, and her home was due for some much needed repairs, and she's a single woman and aging. And so
you guys didn't know that. All of a sudden it came up through conversation.
Yeah. It was just we was on a construction site, and she had mentioned needing the same repair that we were doing for somebody else's house at her home. And so we was like, wait a minute, what? And because she'd been with us for so long, we just thought, nobody said anything. So when those things were identified, we put her through the process, and we were able to celebrate that at Veterans Bill.
And there are a lot of folks in the community in terms of contractors and stuff who work hand in hand with you. Talk about them. Give them a pat on the back because without them you couldn't exist. I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We work with a ton of contractors locally. Everdream Builders, Tim Palumbo and his wife have been amazing to work with. SWAT Electric are huge supporters. So shout out to SWAT Electric, Savant Electric. TO Plumbing, Wade Harden Plumbing, that's a big, Wade is amazing to work with, that group over there. PWC, Natural Gas, Piedmont Natural Gas, those are big time supporters of ours, and they always show up anytime we call them.
You know, anytime I put you on the spot and say, give us the list, you're going to leave somebody out, and you feel bad about that.
Inevitably, yeah.
But there are a lot of folks in this community that work hand in hand with you to put these habitat villages together. We've got a couple around town, and I've done some stories on some of them, and it's amazing to see the smiles that are on people's faces when they get the keys to their doors. Talk about that a little bit, because you've seen that. You're in that program.
Yeah. Well, no, we've been fortunate enough. We built a community that was 47 homes since I've been here, and watching a family go from instability in terms of housing. The families that we serve are not what most people think of as when you say impoverished families. They're hardworking families. They just don't generate enough revenue or income to buy a brand new home on the open market. So these families that 98% of them are first-time home owners. And many times, they're the first person in their family to own a home. All they know is rentals. And so when they go from that sort of instability, moving every couple of years, to now establishing some roots, and them that being realized in the moment where they have the key and they're opening up the door to their home, they're not renting; they're responsible for their property. I mean, that's a windfall of emotions that families go through.
You know, and that changes, I guess, the whole thought process of that family in terms of what they can achieve. What can they do now? Instead of maybe thinking about going to college, maybe the kids in that family are saying, I'd like to go to college.
Yeah.
And so there's a transformation that happens. It's unfortunate, though, Brandon, as we speak, the interest rates are in a situation right now that's really holding folks back from being able to get that first home. And I'm seeing more and more homes sitting on the market for a little bit. It's supposed to be getting better, but it doesn't look like the Fed's going to change the interest rate to make that a little bit more affordable for most families.
Yeah. It's tough out there for hardworking families in this community. And housing is not a new issue. It's just it's affecting so many more people now, and the interest rates and of course the federal government certainly can play a role in that. But that's where Habitat comes in, and we say, hey, we want to work with hardworking, deserving families and get these families in some housing stability. That's a safe, affordable home invested in the community.
You know, one of the things that a lot of us forget is we're all probably a paycheck away or two from being homeless.
Absolutely.
And so the work you do is very much like the work that the care clinic does in terms of providing some medical stability for families who are working, but they still have insurance. And you have volunteer doctors who come in and do some great work for the residents of the community. Back to Felicia Rashad. She's going to be here next Thursday.
Yes, sir.
How can people get involved with that and get tickets and all that kind of stuff? Or are you sold out? Are you pretty close?
Well, we're getting there, but we're not quite yet. But you can buy your ticket today online at www.fayettevillenchabitat.org. You can go online and pay. Tickets only $125. We're also serving you dinner that night, so it's a dinner event, semi-formal. That you also can come by our office at 733 Bargain Street, which we're right in between the Habitat Reach store on Bragg Boulevard and the ABC store on Sycamore Dairy. So everybody really pretty much knows those two locations, but we're right there, 733 Bargain Street.
Now, have you been in touch with Felicia at all, or has it just been your people and their people, or have you talked to her directly?
We've been in touch.
Okay,
yes,
and so the only point I'm making is, does she seem like she is accessible, and when she comes, is she just going to be there, or will people have a chance to chat, take pictures, or how's that going to work?
So we want people to be able to take pictures, of course, when she comes on stage, but once we start talking, we're going to shut all that down. She's a very so super down to earth, just like what you would expect your favorite auntie to be like. There's some stuff she's not gonna be okay with, but she's otherwise, who we have known her to be. That's the best, I guess, the best description I can give you. Our sponsors and stuff, of course, will have an opportunity to meet with her in a VIP area, but everyone else will certainly be able to, see her in her room. It's a not small. It's at the Orangery room at the Cape Fear Botanical Garden.
That's a fantastic facility out there. If you haven't been out to the Botanical Gardens here of Highway 301, you are missing a treat.
Yeah, so it's still going to be somewhat intimate, because we're talking about it's not a theater. We're not doing a theater like we did with Justice Jackson. We're doing a more intimate setting. Where you'll be able to kind of really see her, really feel her energy, and so we're really excited about that.
All right, well, Brandon, I appreciate you coming in on no notice, but I looked up at the calendar and I said, "Oh, we're getting close."
Yes, sir. We're 1 week away.
And so tickets are still available. And again, let's not lose sight. When you say tickets are $125, let's not lose sight of what that money does. Just remind folks one more time why we're having this fundraiser.
Yeah, we're having this fundraiser to completely support Habitat for Humanity's effort in addressing affordable housing for deserving, hardworking families, but to also help with the aging in place and critical home repairs for families who already own their home but they can't afford the maintenance on it, just quite frankly. And that's most of the time that's our seniors in the community. And of course, we have a construction camp during the summer where we're teaching teens about the trades because there's no more shop classes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
We did a story on that. They're building some type of dog house or a bird house or whatever it is.
Yeah, well, this year they're doing a coat rack. Last year it was a step stool. And the year before that, it was a toolbox. So,
right, but the important thing about that is for the first time, for many of these young folks or even adults who come out and take the class, first time they've had a circular saw in their hand or an electric drill.
Yes, sir.
And things like I take for granted, you may take for granted just like you swim. But that's a different story. All right, all you swimmers in the house. Look, Brandon, again, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We got Cumberland County folks standing in the wing getting ready to come in, so I got to give you the boot.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
All right, you're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. We've got local news or we got commercials?
Local news.
Local news, CBS 17.
Good morning from the CBS 17 newsroom. I'm Bill Young. Community partnerships, strategic investment, shared responsibilities. Just three main talking points during last night's State of Cumberland County address during the county commissioner meeting. A focus on education, safe drinking water, and aid for mental health, all priorities too. Future growth was discussed, specifically a regional aquatic center, improvements to the Crown Complex, and discussing a possible children's museum. A somber tradition in the Sandhills. Every St. Patrick's Day, a small group gathers to celebrate the life of Fayetteville firefighter David Sharp II. He died while on duty in 2000 when his ladder truck was hit by a train while returning from a fire call. His family said time hasn't faded their love. His colleagues say simply showing up proves some brotherhoods never break. From the CBS 17 newsroom, I'm Bill Young.
Our Wednesday morning started out clear and cold, but a few clouds will move in by late morning. We expect a blend of sunshine and cloud cover with a high of 53 this afternoon. Overnight will be partly cloudy with a low of 32, and Thursday will be mainly sunny with a high of 64. Temperatures will again gradually warm up with highs back in the 70s by the end of the week. That is ahead of another cold front which will arrive early next week and cool temperatures back down. That's your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
All right, Rachel, thank you so much. Right now, 32 degrees in Fayetteville, Hope Mills, and also in Olivia. You're listening to News Talk 640. We're WFNC.
This report is sponsored by Sandstone Health